I started back in 2007. I was only a PhD scholar at that stage. And I can vividly remember going to my first ISQOLS conference in South Africa at Rossouw University. And I was petrified. I mean, here you go as somebody that's a PhD candidate and you have to present your research in front of the best in quality of life. And I remember shaking when I had to stand up and do my first presentation, and everybody was so nice and supportive. Yes, they gave feedback to help me strengthen my research, but it wasn't critical, it wasn't degrading, and right there and then, you know that you're part of something bigger than just you. And you as a young scholar are able to lean on those that are more experienced, to strengthen your own research, to build networks, and use it as a springing platform into the next stage of your career. We had a member, he passed away, Prof. Ron Anderson, and it was in Arizona, Phoenix at the ISQOLS conference. I'm actually an introvert, so going to conferences can be taxing on a person to talk a lot with everybody. And I was trying to hide in the bar downstairs behind a book. It was a Jack Reacher book. And I was trying to read this book and be inconspicuous so nobody would talk to me and I could just be left alone. And Prof. Ron came up to me and he said to me, "Oh, I'm reading the same book. I just bought it." And he started having this conversation with me about Jack Reacher, and it wasn't the first novel that I've read about Jack Reacher, so we had an hour-long conversation about all the events and adventures that Jack Reacher went into, and we were both laughing about it. And then he said to me, "Come on, let's go have coffee." And I went up with him because the conference was upstairs in the hotel in Arizona, Phoenix, and I went upstairs with him, had morning coffee with everybody else. He introduced me to people, and I phased into it. And to me, that is the embodiment of ISQOLS. We have a lot of young scholars that come for the first time, nervous, shy, feel out of place, feel inferior, suffer from imposter syndrome. And it only takes one person, like Prof. Ron, to reach out, drag you into the crowd, introduce you to people, and then 8 years later, you are the next president-elect.
I think this is the kind of atmosphere we've had at all our conferences since the one in Williamsburg and the one with Alex Michael also did us in Western Canada, in Prince George. I'm afraid there's so many, but possibly one was at the conference that we ran in then Grahamstown at my university, Rhodes University. At one of the lunchtime periods, we asked everybody, "Why do you come to this conference?" And they said one of the reasons was people didn't feel uppity because they were all equal, all working in coming from different disciplines. And in contrast to the conference that they went for their own discipline, where it was sort of, you had people who were stars and ordinary people, and here we were just sort of even. We were all sort of pursuing, and nobody was better off for doing more work or more well-known than anybody else. And it was so friendly. So they said they really enjoyed coming. And I think that has been, that all the members, and now in the member series, they say it's a friendly place to come to, and everybody helps each other. And I counted, I've been to, I think, about 16 ISQOLS conferences and taken me all around the world. My husband used to call it my club or something. And last year in the Malaysia conference, in the final session, I don't know who it was, he said, "Well, we're family." And I just like the idea. ISQOLS becomes family for everybody. You know, everybody looks after you and helps you, and all the kind of characteristics that we talk about when we talk about quality of life and well-being.
They're a really funny bunch of people as well. I've had a very good time at ISQOLS over very many years, and one of my most cherished memories has got to be Prince George in northern British Columbia. This was the ISQOLS Zero, organised by Alex Mikolos, which was sponsored by a brewery. Absolutely excellent idea. So we had a kind of relaxation room that was literally floor to ceiling in cases of beer, and thank God, because we were really out in the woods and there wasn't that much chance of getting outside. But no, it's a very nice atmosphere, and long may it carry on, and long may I continue to come to these conferences.